So this morning I was thinking about what to talk about, and I was grooming my dog. I was plugging in my Starlink, getting my solar panels put up again, putting away my laundry from yesterday, just doing a lot of maintenance things. And I realized that I could be rushing this, or I could just be super glad that I'm up here in the mountains able to have these chores. And then I made that correlate with healing. So I haven't been looking, but my most recent clean PET scan, not mine, but one of my patients, and I hope to be interviewing her and her husband soon. She had, advanced lymphoma. The chemo hadn't worked. Popular this morning. Anyway, I was asking them, when did it shift? So what I do is I train people how to do this so that I'm the coach, and 99% of the therapy happens with my patients. And that coaching is super powerful because it gives you the confidence that you're on the right track. And that makes it so that what I'm really good at, which is all my experience, can help you do something that's rather simple, which is to do an energy treatment. And so most of the treatments that my patient received were from her husband. And what he said was that he really enjoyed giving her the treatments because he got a lift too. And I know I feel like that. There's nothing I like better than to put my hands on a hot cancerous tumor, because as it cools down, or as it does whatever it does, it's like I get a whiff of the healing too, and it's really nice, really, really, really nice. It's almost like the bigger the shadow, the bigger the light. So sometimes I run into people that say, "Oh, you must be a special kind of person that you can be with so much suffering all the time." And I'm like, kinda. I am with the suffering, I am, but I get such light out of it. So today I thought we could talk about that light. So healing is light, but disease is dark, and you need to make contact with the dark and bring the light to the dark, because you need to heal it. And how to do that without your ego in the way, that's basically the work I've been doing the last 10 years. Before then I was more acupuncture, which is kind of the same thing. You're bringing energy from areas of excess to areas of deficiency. That's what acupuncture does. And then the body gets better. With distance healing and energy healing, there's a place of contacting the light and then being present with the dark. And it's different than some types of prayer that just have you go up into the light and bask in the light. And I think that that's actually a helpful thing to do, but that's just not what I'm doing here. Sometimes I have moments of doing that, but I really like to straddle two worlds. So if you could think of the healing and the light as a high vibration, like the color white is a very high vibration, and the color black is like the lack of a vibration. It's really low. And then there's sub vibrations. When we're in contact with the lower vibration while we're light, and it's not that we're discounting it. If we can be full of compassion, and yet we carry a high vibration. Religions sometimes call this faith. I take it very technically, so I use my spinning meditation, and I actually spin at a high frequency. And to me, higher frequencies feel lighter than lower frequencies. Sometimes I use lower frequencies in my meditation, but the higher I go, the more expansive and light I feel, and spacious. So what I do is I spin. I either do the Bengston Method or just spin a disc of light, depending. because I have like 7,000 spinning meditations that I do. But I know a lot of you know the Bengston Method, so that's a good reference point. And I'm in contact with the disease simultaneously. So if I was in person, I might touch the areas of the body that are just cold, not necessarily the tumor area, but just cold and deficient and weak, because to me that's a low vibration. And then I spin until it seems to rise up. And then I might, do a bunch of other things, and you can see how I do this on my $47 class that's advertised at the top of the Facebook group. But then I would go over to the tumor areas and put my hands there while I'm spinning. And usually there's a sense of resistance to the high vibration. In some way, the cycle wants to stop it, or sometimes it speeds up, but there's a relationship, one way or another, about the spinning and the contact I'm making. And then I just make it's kind of like you put the rope things together and then you look around and get out of the way. I look around by like looking at what's in the room. I'm still aware that I'm holding my hand on somebody and healing them, or doing the healing connection. And I guess that's my role, is to initiate that form. And that's what as humans we can do, which is amazing. And but with distance healing, how do we do that? I would say that in a few minutes we're going to take people, we're going to go through a guided visualization that we've done many, 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 many times. But you want to make this a living visualization, not a dead one. Otherwise it doesn't work. So when you're going down the forest path, make sure it's either a different forest or you notice something different about it. Make sure it's a living relationship in your imagination. And then your imagination can be like a portal to the realms above, the higher vibrations than images and emotions. Okay, so then what we're going to do is we're going to go down to a pond, and we're going to put the 𝗘𝗲𝗍𝗿𝗆, we're going to put everybody on the pond, and they're going to be floating around, supported by the waters of manifestation. And I'd like you to notice how you can be simultaneously aware that they have, I call them shadows, but places that need healing. Whether we're a caretaker of somebody with cancer, whether we have cancer, or we are here because we need healing with something else. The human condition is one of transformation of stuff. So notice that you can look at all of that while you maintain a very, very, very high spin. And I'll be directing you how to do that. If you're watching this later on YouTube, just know that you're very welcome to join us live. Just join the Spirit Gate Cancer Support Facebook group. Just creates a little more, just a little container that's just, you have to take a little more effort to get into than just, okay, I randomly picked up on it on YouTube. And if you're tech savvy, you don't notice the difference, but for people like me, there's a big difference. So let's see. Not that I'm not tech savvy, it's just so friggin' complicated. All right, so anyway, all right, so the theme is to keep it light. I mean, you can tell jokes. You want to just be authentic when you're healing. But a part of you needs to have this high vibration. So the reason I say you just want to be authentic is often when something heals is you get a whiff of it. And so you might feel sad or angry or scared. And you want to maintain that high vibration while you're going through whatever that is. So you really don't want to suppress negative emotions while you're healing. You want to watch them and process them however you like to process them. But yeah, I guess the idea I learned from Gestalt therapy is that our reservoir of pain and disease and blockages is happening in the here and now. So if I fell out of the car when I was 2. I was like upset. All right. My knees were hurt, and I was a little bit bloody and bruised, but no broken bones. So okay, so that incident might have traumatized me towards who knows what. If that's not healed, that's happening in my here and now right now. So if I'm in my here and now, when I see that little chipmunk go over there, I go, no, that's pretty good, or something triggers me. It might have come from that time when I was 2 when I fell out of the car, and yours might be when your dad yelled at you, or, whatever happens, we get these blockages implanted in us. But in the here and now, they're also happening. And if we can cycle while we're healing, if we can spin, and I'll show you, I'll guide us to how to do that, we are automatically, without any self-development, without a therapist, we're just having a high vibration with a low vibration. Now you can also have a high vibration with a high vibration. That also helps. All right, so I'm not saying that, because often when I heal, I feel euphoric. And then I figure I'm spinning at an even higher speed than any emotion could possibly be. So I'm still bringing a higher vibration to a lower vibration, even if the lower vibration is relative and it's still very, very pleasant. All right, good. All right, so that's a little training. How is this going to matter? When we're in the circle, I'd like you to be in 2 places at once. One, aware of your very high spinning speed in your meditation, and the other with compassionate awareness that the people whose names are on the list, which I have today, are there for a reason. They need our help. Okay, good. All right, great. Okay, let's begin.